Hi guys, it's Foye, but you can call me Foye.
Hey, this is Lola, but you can call me Lola if you like.
Hi, this is Velisa, and you can call me Vels if you want. And this is Everybody Hates HR Pod, episode 22.
Yes.
Wow.
22.
Quite a few episodes now.
Yeah, we're getting there.
We are.
There's a song called 22, isn't there? Anne-Marie. Oh, no, that's 2002. No, that's 2000.
Who?
That's 2002. Well,
Let's not do this because, you know, you're not really... The songs you be showing... We
For real.
We don't know what...
Did anyone
my
say they
God.
know the Sway song?
I showed you guys in the group.
And no
I
one
still
knew
didn't
it.
know it though.
Anyway, the song I'm talking about is called 2002, but there is one called 22.
So how's everyone's week been?
My week's been good. I done a lot of work. I went to a barbecue yesterday, which was really nice actually. And I've got braids in.
Yeah.
I've been released from the shackles of weave and wigs at work. And yeah.
How do you feel about it?
So I was really, really nervous. And my colleague who I sit with in the office, I was telling her about it and saying, oh, I'm getting braids done in, but I'm like quite nervous about it. And she was just like, why are you nervous? She honestly couldn't understand the concept. And I was just like, you know, trying to explain it to her, and she did get it, to be honest, but she was like, it's gonna be fine. And then I got the braids done, got into work, and everyone was like, your hair looks so nice. And
It does.
It does. It looks really nice.
Thank you. But it did kind of relieve some anxiety, so I will probably experiment with my hairstyles a lot more. But I've been released from the shackles. That's the first step, right?
I feel like, does this open up like a whole new...
Shackles off my feet so I can dance.
Does it open up like a whole new like world of options for you?
What, hairstyle wise? I think so, but I'm not yet there with colour. Yeah. I'll stick to the black and brown for
What
now,
about colour
but-
with a wig? You know what you mean?
Yeah.
Or weave? Okay.
Yeah, colour. Don't know. Baby steps.
Yeah, one step at a time.
Yeah.
To be honest, and also, what else would you want to do? Like braids, twists.
Goddess braids look really nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
God's
faux
braids
locks.
are nice.
Or like
Wow.
passion twists or whatever. I think that's what they're called. They look really good. How was your week?
Lola, don't look at me. How's your week been?
I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna let everybody down. Like, what have I even done? I've just been focusing on myself. I'm working really. Like, this long weekend, I've done like a proper like spring clean of the flat.
Oh, that's
Like
nice.
everything, like, you know, when like you take the stuff out of the cupboards and you wash like you wipe down all the cupboard surfaces, like organize all my like my perfumes and all that other kind of stuff. So that's been quite productive. But yeah, that's it. Like, I've literally been acting like Cinderella, but I'm happy about it because now I feel like when my flat is proper clean, like, it just feels like a new flat all over again.
Yeah.
I really have not done much. I'm really racking my brains. No, I haven't done anything. I'm sorry.
But you remember last time, you know, I was listening to old episodes because I love the pod, but and there was an episode that's like, what have you been up to? And you was like, I've just been being a mum. And then you was like, I actually wasn't. Like, I didn't even have my son this weekend. So you can always kind of like fall back on that one though.
That's true, but I did have him this weekend.
Yeah.
So
You've been being a mum.
yeah, I've been being a mum. Time me up. Yeah.
I love that.
Cute. So, get straight into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where do we want to start?
Good question.
I think we can start with the therapist, the black therapist. I thought it was quite funny / no, it was just funny, to be honest. So there was this it was trending on TikTok. So some of you, if you're on TikTok, and also on Twitter, I actually saw it on Twitter for the first time. So basically there was this black therapist in the US somewhere, don't know where, and she basically came on TikTok and she basically said a lot of things which people might agree with or disagree with about black men, and basically saying that they need to widen their emotional vocabulary so that they can speak better about their feelings, and how before it was all about money and sex in relationships, but now women can you know, have our own money and also, you know, do some of those bits for ourselves. So they need to focus on, you know, building their emotional intelligence. And then, long story short, people didn't appreciate the video and she basically lost her job. The reason people didn't appreciate the video is not because of what she was saying, because I think what she was saying most people could get behind, and even if they didn't agree with it, it's not necessarily offensive, but the delivery of it was actually very wild. Like, she was literally shaking her ass and calling people dusty bitches. Like, while she was doing it, like, the delivery was black and see black, 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 which obviously people don't already like. And then also, it just wasn't professional. And I feel like when you come on and she had even actually at some point put her credentials up and said, this is to prove that I'm a real therapist. So she's out there saying she's a therapist, saying, oh, a lot of my clients are black men, a lot of my clients are black women, doing all the sorts of stuff so that if you ever saw her as she was your therapist, she's not going to be your therapist for much longer.
Can you imagine, like, being a black man and you've been thinking this woman's helping you and you're innocently scrolling and then you see her say, these ain't shit.
Literally.
And you're like, what?
Literally. And statistically, a lot of black men don't go for therapy or counselling. So to even get to that stage of, I acknowledge I want help and I want to be better, and then to find that,
she was literally going to set them back. Dusty bitches. She was like, you dusty bitches. And if you want hoes, then you should be like this and that. And I was just like, wow. Like, when I saw it, did I see it before or after she lost her job? I think I saw it before she lost her job.
Wow.
I saw it after.
I think, no, was it on Twitter? Was it about her losing the job, or was it about...
When it got to Twitter, it was her saying, guess what, I've lost my job.
Oh, okay, so maybe I saw it then. And the thing is, she just kept doubling down. People kept, before she lost her job, people kept complaining, saying it's not professional, it shouldn't be this way, like, what would her employer say? She just kept saying, what can you do, this is whatever, it's true, you know, dusty bitches in the comments, instead of you to be making notes on what I'm saying, you dusty bitches are complaining, blah blah blah.
Oh my gosh.
And then it started to get long. So I think when they first contacted her employer, I know when that happened, because she put out this video like crying, basically, saying like the reason that she's saying all these things is because she really loves black men so much.
Damage control.
And, you know, it hurts her that the state of, you know, the communities and black men, and she was literally crying on camera, and then in hopes that people would... She said that they had contacted her employer in hopes that they would stop, and they didn't. It just got worse. And then when she lost her job, she came back on smoke, like, you bloody dusty bitches made me lose my job.
Would you contact someone's employer if you saw something like that?
No, I'm not gonna lie. No,
not personally, but I completely understand. Not why people did,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't. She was stupid.
Oh, 100%.
So...
And she made it worse because she made follow-up videos, and like one of the videos she's like, my clients are now saying blah blah blah, like they want me back. Why are you talking about your clients?
Yeah,
like, this is the whole thing that got you in trouble in the first place. Like, just stop talking.
And she's in an environment like where there's clear, like, it's medical, isn't it, or clinical in some way, so you literally need to respect confidentiality. All those professional codes of conduct, they're important, but they're especially important in regulated, like, businesses or regulated, like, industries.
I'm sure she's bound by them, as in, you know, you can't, she literally cannot do what she's just gone and done on TikTok. I'm pretty sure she's bound by them of some sort, because there's a confidentiality. Fair enough, she's not specifically speaking about an individual, but like you said, if you were someone who was scrolling on TikTok and that was your therapist and you saw that, I don't know how I would feel. But
then it would still be bad. But then it's the fact that she put out that she's a therapist, because, you know, you get these people on TikTok in particular where they just love to, like, try and diagnose people with ADHD and then just not professionals, and they're saying all these nonsense things. I think if she didn't say she was a therapist and it was just her genuine opinion, she would have been okay. But the fact she put out all her credentials, she literally put out them on everything. We knew her name, all of that stuff. I think that's what got her in trouble, because now she's associating her profession with her opinion.
That's true.
Saying
that's
this
true.
because I'm this. I represent.
She should have kept them separate.
Should have. I think it would have been less reason for her to, like get fired. And
Yeah.
I think was it you saying that the lady who, so what happened is that some articles were written, there was one article that was written about her, and then a load of other articles on the back of that, and I think then people also in the article had her credentials. So people were using the stuff from that article to send to her employer.
Yeah, and she was like, it was a black woman is the reason I lost my job. Like, I can't believe this after I'm trying to, you know, help you guys and stuff. And it's like,
it's just wrong and strong. Yeah,
you're doing too much. We didn't beg you.
And also, like, the reason she gave her credentials was kind of clouty, just to be like, yeah, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like you can't argue with me.
If you can't argue with me, I know what I'm talking about. It's like, it's fine. If you know what you know, if you know that you know what you're talking about, you don't need to go and put your credentials, give everyone all your information and all the tools that they need to dox you.
Yeah.
So can I ask, did she work for a company? Okay, so
not for
herself. I know it's because I know a lot of therapists do that as well. And I know it's in the US as well. So I'm presuming that would have been a straight, just you're dismissed.
She said she put the video out on Monday. By Friday, she had no job.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that would have been a straight dismissal.
She said in the video, I put a video out on Monday. By Friday, I had no job. Also, from Tuesday to Thursday, she was still talking rubbish.
Yeah, she didn't stop. Yeah,
it was literally relentless. Like,
she had it coming then.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it, just Google black therapist loses job, and you can literally see her shaking her ass while she's calling women hoes and men dusty bitches.
I wonder if she got to keep her credentials and like, can she go and work somewhere else? And you know, like with the US as well, I feel like a lot of things are state dependent. So could she leave whatever state she's in and just go to another state and be a therapist there?
Yeah, it's true.
I think she lost her job. I don't think she, like, at the time of the video, she hadn't said anything about her credentials, and I reckon that'll probably just take a longer time anyway to go through some sort of, like, imagine if it was like CIPD wanted to discipline us.
Yeah, true.
I reckon it would take a bit longer.
That's true. Like, you can always give your thoughts and opinions in a way that, you know, you want your target audience to relate. So for example, you've got us as HR professionals being more unfiltered about what it's like to work in HR and be a HR person, black person in the workplace. But you're not going to hear us, like,
do you know what I mean?
saying certain things.
And we're not going to come on and say that people we work with are F-boys. Do you get what I mean?
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, she should have just been sensible about the whole situation, and she wasn't. So I'm sorry, it was well deserved.
It was, like, you know, sometimes you wanna root for somebody, but you just can't. I'm not like, you know, I am very much like, I'm rooting for everybody black like Issa, but also not everybody. Some of you are stupid, but you're actually dense.
Yeah, so is what it is.
It is.
I don't think we'll see her.
She's released a couple like kind of crying kind of videos since.
Get lost, man.
And then like just
crying videos.
Yeah, like just, you know,
how do they make you feel? We've had a few crying videos over the past.
Yeah, but you know what it is? I told you
too many.
I told you I'm toxic in it. So when I see women crying, it affects me less than men. But when I saw the Murad video,
did that affect you?
No, that's what I said. Remember, I told you I messaged you guys saying that I'm reformed. Because when I saw his video, it affected me zero.
Well, as Velisa likes to segue into crying videos, or not crying videos, you like to segue what we speak about.
Yeah, the segue queen.
I'm going to throw this segue onto you about this CEO crying on.
So, speaking of crying, did you guys see the, I saw it on LinkedIn, but I know it's been in other places. A CEO of a company on LinkedIn put up a photo, a selfie of himself crying tears. Disgusting. Because him as CEO of a company had to get rid of people in his company. And two. And
was it two?
It was two.
He felt so bad about it, you know, that he thought it would be an amazing thing to do to put a picture of himself on LinkedIn crying with this whole like spill about how he had to get rid of these
and how
people.
CEOs are people too. He had like tears, like wet, like his face was wet, and the tears were like mid-roll. Like it was disgusting.
Proper.
Can you imagine? Do you know what it takes to be crying? Pick up your phone, flip the camera, like make sure your whole face is in shot. Like, make sure the tears
Yeah.
can be seen.
Yeah.
Like, do you know, and to snap. Like, I'm sure he took more than one photo.
I was literally about to say
yeah.
I was literally about to say he did not even just take one. I know he took
Literally.
multiple and then selected
Said,
the
"This is
best
the money
one."
shot.
When the tear was on the apple of the cheek.
That's the most like
The live photo.
literally, and then posted it. And then write paragraph after paragraph about like woe is me, not even the people that have gone.
Literally.
Woe is me. And then I'm sorry, but when I was going through the comments,
They were dragging
he
him.
was getting dragged
And I
because
loved it.
yeah, because really and truly, this is not about you, bro. Like,
Yeah,
this is
imagine.
not about you. There's 2 people who have lost their jobs, and it's probably just a representation of a lot of people across the country who are also losing their jobs based on whatever circumstances that the economy is in at the moment. You're fine. You're fine, and you're on LinkedIn crying with paragraphs. Like, seriously.
No, it was embarrassing. I was so embarrassed for him.
The caucasity of it all. Like,
Literally, it was the
whitest man
All
privilege.
it was the
audacity.
it was
Audacity.
so. If we're gonna think of stereotypical old white middle-aged male, just privilege and lack of awareness, it's literally like this is what people are talking about. Like,
It was just so silly.
Like, obviously, as HR people, we know it's not a nice thing when you have to go through that
Of course.
process.
Of course not.
And
Of course not.
You know, people lose their jobs and essentially their livelihoods and stuff. But could you imagine if every time something like that happened, a HR professional went on?
Do you know
we
how
went on
many
through
times?
COVID.
Do you know, literally?
If I was gonna post picture crying, it would have been dead.
Do you know how many times I've literally been emotional about having to do some sort of redundancy or restructure,
Yeah.
or even sometimes disciplinaries? I've had people say, "How am I going to pay my mortgage?" Like, there's times where we can. I will have crying pictures for days if I posted every time something like that happened at work and put it on LinkedIn. And here you are, CEO, unaffected personally, as in your livelihood is not affected in that way, crying about, like, we should feel sorry for you.
Can you imagine?
No, literally, he was looking for sympathy.
As a CEO,
I just don't get it.
in his like realm, the type of CEO he is, he's got money.
Of course.
You're not
I
broke.
can't remember how big the company is, but also, like, if it, like, it's 2 people, like, do you know what I mean? You have, it's not like people are letting go like thousands and thousands and thousands of people, and they're not out like putting pictures of themselves. People are dealing with this kind of
So
stuff on a day-to-day
performative.
basis.
It's
was
very
so
performative. Very performative.
It was so. It's just, I really just was just like, it's not. You know, they say secondhand embarrassment. This one felt.
I was
like,
embarrassed.
It felt
first hand.
Yeah,
First hand
Yeah, I was
embarrassment.
It felt like it
embarrassed.
was first hand. I felt like I am actually embarrassed.
Yeah, it was too much. It was too much. I think he should have just done his job.
Quietly.
I kept it moving.
Yeah, and also, you know, if you want to take it upon yourself to that extent as CEO, you can make changes. You can reduce your salary. You can reduce
Listen,
your
it's true.
bonuses. If you really
Listen.
want to do that as CEO, you can make that choice.
That's
It's up
true.
to you. And some people have. I remember during the pandemic, a lot of places, some like senior leadership team took pay cuts or reduced their bonuses to ensure that some people didn't have to go on furlough. There are changes you can make, but you didn't want to make them. You want to come on LinkedIn and be
That's
crying.
what I'm saying, and I wonder what kind of money he gave them, if he even gave them redundancy package, because, like,
Yeah, if you set them
Enhanced
off
or
good,
statutory, right?
you shouldn't be crying about it.
There's
Yeah,
ways that you can make yourself feel better.
Yeah,
Like,
it's true.
Help look for new jobs.
exactly.
There are companies that do that too.
Give
Yeah.
them longer notice.
Outplacement.
Think about if there's redeployment opportunities, retraining
Yeah.
opportunities. Like, if you give people, like, I don't know, 3 months money when they go in, you usually feel much better about
course.
it, because you know that
you've
You've
done
tried.
the
You've
yeah. So it's like, did you do what you need to do, or did you do the bare minimum? There was one of the employees actually who got fired, who was made redundant, came out and said like he tried to defend the guy, because basically what happened was
The dragging was too much.
Everyone was dragging, and loads of people were posting like similar pictures, like taking the piss, like pretending to take.
No.
Do you not see
Did
it?
you get turned into like a meme or something?
Yeah, it became into like, but not a meme, like people actually posting themselves, like taking the piss out of him. So imagine like me taking a selfie and being like, oh look, this is a picture of me crying. Hi guys, I'm recruiting for a HR business partner.
Oh no.
That's what they were doing. And then one of the employees who was actually affected, one of the ones who was made redundant, came out and said, look, he's a really nice guy, and I do think it was hard for him, you know, I'm gonna stand by him, I don't appreciate everybody like blah blah blah. I was like, you're nice, boy, because if someone made me redundant and then used me to come and get likes
literally
on LinkedIn
for clout,
mate, literally
for clout,
I would have never come back and defended him.
But it's because it seems to work for people. Like people do stuff and then they go and literally cry online. It's like those YouTubers when they come with their apology video after being racist somewhere.
Oh god!
And they've literally set up a whole camera with lighting, whole lighting set up, edited the whole video. You've been talking to. You might have even gone for your lunch and come back.
As someone who now we do podcasting and we edit, I know what it takes to look at yourself.
Literally. It's disgusting.
And I can't imagine looking at myself crying. And maybe like 3 or 4 times editing, cutting,
watching again,
zooming in, zooming out, and then posting.
It's disgusting.
Wow.
Listen, it's actually mad. Like,
wow.
When, you know, the most recent incident that we're talking about, like when I saw that, I just thought, no, this is mad because you cut this video, like, and then there was even monetization. No,
yeah, he didn't turn off the monetization.
He did gifts. He did like he
I heard
give
that.
Even the skyline behind him. I said,
what I don't understand.
Your setup is nice, isn't it? The Love Island money is coming.
What I don't understand, yeah, is for guys who don't know what we're talking about, is Murad Morali. But what I don't understand is you make videos all the time. The lighting, you have lights in your apartment. Why is it dark? Because you have lights
to set the ambiance.
No, but is this the only video? It's dark. You've recorded videos at night before, and you have lights in your apartment. Put the lights on, but instead you've chosen to be in the dark in front of your light, and you've edited the video. Nah, it's very mad.
It's a lot.
Even to look at yourself crying and allow that to.
It's a lot. It's a lot to be able to do that.
And it's a number of edits. I get chopping off the bit, or even chopping off bits in the middle if you were crying and you don't want that to be seen. But I feel like no, he edited it like for ease of watch. You get what I mean? And for dramatic effects. No.
I mean, it was quick. It was a quick turnover. Like the tweets came out, the video came out that morning.
Oh,
but
really?
The thing is, he's probably been sat on it for a while. Like he knew that his time was coming.
Well, I mean, it wasn't a secret though. Like
I guess it wasn't.
If you go on his Instagram, there's people putting like feet emojis and stuff, but it wasn't a thing.
I think the people that knew, you know, the girls that get it. Like the people who knew, they knew, and the people that didn't were just literally in the dark.
Yeah.
So he must have known at some point.
But you know, Twitter is bad vibes. Because really and truly, no one should care that's his thing. Do you know what I mean?
But they wouldn't if it wasn't him.
No, it's because of the language that he used. The racial, if he didn't, if he didn't,
it's like people do that all the time. Like it's on.
Yeah, if he didn't add that, which I understand is some people's kinks, but come on. You know you've got a brand to protect.
Yeah.
So you can say no. You know what feet stuff you can do.
Yeah, no, it's true.
You can't do. Because he's so loud. Because he literally made his money off the black community, and that's
he did. That's what he used to review like backtrack videos and stuff.
So I've heard. Someone
told me that.
I didn't know that.
That's actually mad. That's actually mad. But also, like, on a slightly lighter note, about the race play stuff, the actual foot slapping I thought was quite impressive. Like, what? Because do you know, like the way he was doing it, it's like his foot was like a claw. It's like it had additional motion that other people don't have.
It's not his first rodeo.
That's something that you've learned over time. Like the way
all I know is the noise was loud.
Like, I also know that his feet are soft because of the noise.
The connection.
He has to look after them. That's his money. That's his money bag.
Wow.
Anyway,
we've digressed, but
you know what? To actually bring it back to the CEO at LinkedIn, I genuinely feel like he done it to please the two, like not for the masses.
No.
I think I do, because I feel like he would now have satisfaction that one of them has come out and defended him, and that's all he needs to just not feel like a bad person for letting these two people go.
I don't like that.
I feel like it's a bit slopey shouldered of you. Like, it's literally your responsibility. Like, just own your responsibility as you're the decision maker.
Yeah.
As you said, there were other decisions that you could have made. If you really didn't want to do it, if it was so painful
And also,
for you,
like, I don't know how small or big his company is,
Yeah.
but what was
Big.
what was his involvement in it? Because I feel like, for example, I've done some disciplinaries where I've had a manager cry in a disciplinary because he really did not want to dismiss this person.
And it happened.
And he was genuinely nervous about the whole situation. And that employee could see that, you know, this is basically out of my manager's hands.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't really want to do it. And I feel like that's enough, you know?
Yeah.
Like, for you to see that genuine empathy.
the CEO was the decision
But
maker.
CEO, you
Yeah,
can.
so my point is, like, if you were directly involved, if the company's small, or there was enough contact for that employee to say he's a nice guy, etc., then shouldn't they have seen how genuine
That's why I don't think he
are?
did
Like,
it for the people.
yeah, like, why would you have
He did
to
it for
then go on
himself. He was
LinkedIn?
thinking, you know, like, CEO, everybody wants to be an influencer these days, and the worst
For real.
the worst influencers are LinkedIn influencers.
Oh, don't get
There's
me
so
started
many.
on it.
LinkedIn influencers. They're the worst.
So many.
They want the ones that
Oh
have
my
the little, not even, what they have, the blue LinkedIn. They don't even have blue tick on LinkedIn. They've got like the little influencer thing.
Yeah.
They're the
Gosh.
worst. Oh, one time I gave someone a job with no experience because I'm just a great person. Like, and that's all those people. Or someone walked in, they were 5 hours late to their interview, but I gave them a job anyway. You know, those, it's just sick.
It's story time.
It's
LinkedIn
sick.
is
It's
one
the-
big
it's the
story
equivalent
time.
of TikTok story time. And
But you read
the
it
CEOs they're on it now. They think, okay, it's gonna grow my company, it's gonna grow my brand, and they're all on it. Like, it's actually disgusting. It's like, just do your job as CEO. Stop coming on LinkedIn to tell us stories.
Especially when you know that it's performative. You
Yeah.
know which CEOs genuinely that's the way they are anyway.
Yeah.
And then you get the ones that it's like, who from your PR team has told you to come on here?
It's true.
Who
It's
wrote this
true.
for you?
It's
Who from your
true.
communications
I
team
actually
did
think
this?
the paragraphs and stuff of what he wrote, without the picture,
Would have been okay.
It would have just got a couple of
People would have just
sympathy.
passed it.
Yeah.
They would have more sympathy, but
Yeah.
it's the picture. Like,
It wasn't what he wrote. I
It
don't
was the
think it
picture.
was what he wrote. Because especially if it is a small company and he is that close to them, then maybe I still think you're in a place to make decisions if you really don't want it to happen. But it's the picture. That's what he used to pull on people's like heartstrings.
it didn't work.
So yeah,
I
it
love
really
the comments.
backfired.
Do you
It
know
really,
what?
really
Yeah,
backfired.
I'm finding reading, cause what I love about most social media is the comment sections, and obviously LinkedIn doesn't usually deliver, but that post it
They
delivered.
dragged him for filth.
It delivered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw some people trying to be like, don't get onto him.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
And you know, it's not an easy decision to make.
Shut up.
And blah blah blah. But they were very, very few. Like,
Yeah, there were very few.
That's one thing I like about LinkedIn, because there's not opportunity to get close to those like senior people in the workplace. So what better way to do it than to do it on LinkedIn when the employees, they won't do it because obviously their name will come up. So just let everyone else drag my CEO. I can't do it.
It's true.
Listen, it's so true.
It's true.
No.
Because that's what social media does. It removes that, you know, far awayness.
hierarchy.
It brings
gives
close
an
proximity.
unnecessary familiarity.
Exactly,
Yeah.
where people feel like they can just say what they really think about you.
Yeah.
True.
I love that.
I love it too, and I love it especially when people do dumb things. I love that.
Yeah. You just hope that, you know, your CEO or your senior manager is never that person.
Would it make a difference to you? Like, if that was your CEO, would it make a difference to how you see the company or how you see
Yeah.
him?
I think so.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah.
I feel like, this decisions that they make, depending on what it is, will definitely impact you. I feel like, obviously, coming from somewhere like Meta, where people like Mark Zuckerberg were constantly making decisions, like literally, like political decisions. Sometimes it was really hard, like watching the whole George Floyd thing unfold and just seeing what they were going to do. Even when Donald Trump when he put on Facebook and Twitter, he put up, you know, when the looting starts, the shooting starts, just even seeing like, are they going to take it down? Are they not going to take it down? Like it does, like everybody gets involved. Yeah. Like, what are you going to do? Like, this is how I feel. This is how this person feels. Because you're literally, because a company's so big, it literally mirrors the outside world of, you know, right wing, left wing, Republican, because all of it. So everybody has an opinion. So yeah, it does impact like how you feel about your CEO or your leader. Like you want to question it.
I reckon it would either confirm a few things, because I would like to believe if something came out on LinkedIn about the CEO or whatever, I'd like to believe that I would have already had like inklings and stuff during my time at work, like, you know, whether that be in the policies that have come out or some of the processes that you've been through or what he said, she said, and then when it comes out, you're like, I knew it, like I knew it, kind of thing.
That's true.
And not kind of like, whoa, this is the company I've been working for.
That's true.
Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
But
we said it before, I think, on the pod. Like, we've all said, wherever you work, whatever your values are, your morals are, it should highly be mirrored and reflected in the company that you work for. There shouldn't be too much of a mismatch.
Yeah, for sure. That just leads to frustration at work if there is too much of a like a gap in what your morals and ethics are.
I don't think he did a follow-up, you know, or he responded to all of the negativity.
Should he?
Nah, he shouldn't. He shouldn't. It would make things worse.
Yeah,
Legend has it he's still crying now. I don't know. But yeah, he didn't do it. So that was him.
Yeah.
Everybody was making fun of him online.
Yeah.
But speaking of, you know,
segue queen, come through.
Speaking of, you know, the workplace, we've spoken a bit about, you know, he made people redundant and stuff, but people are basically making themselves redundant in the workplace by quiet quitting the workplace. What is quiet quitting?
Right. So, thank you for that segue. So, quiet quitting is a new term that was coined on TikTok, and essentially it was popularized by this TikToker earlier this month. This video has like 3.5 million views. And basically the general gist is you're not outright quitting your job, but you're quitting the idea of going above and beyond. So you're still performing your duties, but you're no longer subscribing to the hustle culture mentality that work has to be your life. The reality is it's not, and your worth as a person is not defined by your labor.
Tell them.
I need to go find this TikTok video and comment underneath it.
Your worth is not defined by your labor. That's because I don't want to labor, and I'm worth a lot.
Listen.
Period.
Yeah. And the phenomenon is everyone's doing it now. Everyone has had enough, and they're just like, I don't want to work more than you pay me to work. I don't want to go above and beyond anymore to prove myself. I just want to come in, do my job, and go.
The job that you pay me to do.
Yeah.
And nothing more.
Watch life expectancy go through the roof.
Listen.
Honestly.
It will go up.
Stress will decrease. You know?
Because a lot of companies are actually relying on people going above and beyond. Because if people just did the job that they're paid to do, the company wouldn't be able to run at the same level. And I think that's actually mad. You should have a company that is able to run by people just doing the jobs that you pay them to do.
Of course.
But a lot of companies are not like that.
Yeah. And I think it's fine when you have a company that, you know, 9 times out of 10 people do just come in and do their job, and you have the odd occasion where people go above and beyond. But like you said, when the whole company is relying on everybody going above and beyond, that's a problem. And it's an issue that I would say a lot of smaller companies have.
100%.
Yeah, where they want to get as much out of you and give you the minimum in return, that obviously being your salary and benefits. And it's just like,
they'll even tell you in advance, you know, this is a company where we all wear so many hats.
Yeah, you know,
it's true. We all work together, you know.
It's like, it's really like all hands on deck, you know. One day you could be doing this, the other day you could be doing that, you know. You might even have to go and get the milk for the fridge, you know. It's we all work
we
together.
all chip in. We're a team. We're a team.
Always wearing so many hats.
Now you know red flags to listen out for.
Red flags. And when agencies say things like, oh, you know, it's going to be really good exposure and really good experience for you, red flag, because when they say that, it usually means you're going to be doing more than what you should be doing. And they'll be telling you you'll be doing things like, you know, you'll have exposure to XYZ, which you shouldn't, which you would know. Let's say you're a HR advisor, you're now going to have exposure to BP stuff, business partnering, which you should be able to have, but guided and mentored, right? They'll throw you in the deep end because no one is doing it and no one's catching it, and they'll say it's good exposure. It's like fast tracking your experience at work.
Yeah, I have a question then for both of you.
Yeah.
So if you're junior in your HR career, should you quit? Like, should you be doing only what is asked of you? If I'm a HR admin in a company where there are HR advisors, HR BPs, like you said, you can get guided, you know, mentorship, but should I be quiet quitting as a HR admin, or should I stick to that above and beyond?
Do you wanna?
I don't know, but I'm trying to think about quiet quitting in general. I mean, the term is new, but people have been doing it. Like,
been doing
it's
it.
not new in terms of.
But I always feel like quiet quitting is the stage before real quitting.
I hear it.
Some people quiet quit and just sit in the job for ages and stuff like that. But most people, quiet quitting is what you do before you quit loudly,
or be pushed out. It goes one or two ways. You can quiet quit, but then the company will be like underperforming, performance issues, slowly push you out.
So that's why I'm like, if you really want to progress in the company, I think it's quite hard to quiet quit, or maybe you can quiet quit strategically and just do all of the stuff to make it look like the optics look like you're doing more than you are. Because if you want to progress, you kind of need to do that above and beyond, even for a short period of time, to show that you can do it. So I wouldn't if I wanted to be promoted, but if I was just kind of chilling, I thought I'm going to be here for another year and then I'm going to move on. Yeah, if you want to.
I would be selective. So I feel that if you're junior in your career, definitely you do want to go above and beyond in certain areas. But I'm very big on setting the boundaries when you first start a role. And I struggle with this as well, but I've seen the effects of setting boundaries from the beginning. So people know this is my norm. And when I do more, it's above and beyond. So the quiet quitting that people are talking about, if they just done that normal as their day-to-day, they wouldn't have to quiet quit.
That's true.
Do you know what I mean? Everything else that you do is above and beyond. It's like, wow, you're really putting in the hours, you're really doing this. So I think the boundaries need to be clear from when you first start a role. And I'm saying that as if it's easy. It's not. It's very hard to establish boundaries from the beginning, especially when you're trying to find your feet and it's a new role. But that would be my advice.
You know, I know people who would never have to quiet quit because they've never done the work. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
They've done the work that they need to do.
Yeah.
But they've never actually gone above and beyond on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't go above and beyond on a consistent basis.
No,
it's not sustainable.
Draining.
Yeah.
It's draining.
It's not sustainable to do that. I think, I have another question. With quiet quitting, do you think that's sustainable? Like, do you think somebody could quiet quit long term?
No, I'm telling you, they'll get kicked out.
It's hard because it's not, for me, I think it's not even about the level of work. It's the expectation that you've built around yourself.
That's
because
it.
somebody else in the business could be like, when you quiet quit, you're still going to do your day-to-day
job.
job. So it's not like you're underperforming. They're just used to you overperforming.
Yeah.
So comparatively compared to yourself, it feels like you're doing less. So it should be sustainable. But it's just like, because people have memories, they'll start to think, oh, she's not doing as much as she used to, but she's still doing more than a Sally. So it should be sustainable.
One of the roles that I was in the past, a contract role, I came in with like so much energy. The first 1-2 weeks, I was like going above and beyond. I was staying late. I was just in this like, I'm going to fix everything type mode. And then I burnt out in those 2 weeks. And I was just like, okay, this week I'm going to strip it back. I'm going to go home at my normal time. I'm going to manage expectation on emails and be like, yeah, I'll get this to you at X day and da 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 da. And I got called into a meeting by my manager, like a check-in meeting, and it literally was, Foye, is everything okay? Because, you know, you came in with this burst of energy, and they literally, with their hands, put their hand at the top here. You came in on a high, and I'm just seeing like your motivation levels have dipped. And honestly, in my head, I was like, are you crazy? Like, are you actually insane? And I had to just politely explain, my motivation levels have not dipped. I'm just sort of taking a breather because the past 2 weeks I feel like I have done a bit more than what's expected of me, and I just had to make it clear and clarify. And I know it's not always easy having those conversations, but I just wanted to make it clear that my motivation has not dipped. I'm now just doing what you pay me to do, whereas before I just had a burst of energy that I thought, let me just utilize it and get this stuff out and be done.
Do you know what I would compare that to? So I'm quite like a happy, bubbly person, is what they say, isn't it, in the office? There's people in the office who are not that way inclined, yeah? So they'll just come in, they'll say, hi, have a little 1-2 tea, hi to everybody, cool. You don't hear them laughing around the office or whatever, but they're fine.
Yeah.
If I come in one day and I don't want to kiki with everybody,
It's
or I don't want to, it's like, Lola, is everything okay?
Yeah.
Is everything going to be, like, I'm fine, I just don't feel it today. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like the
That
expectation that you set for yourself, and then it's the change.
Yeah.
It's the change.
That's true. That's why I never work late.
You set them boundaries from the beginning.
Anytime they saw me in the office after, they'll be like, oh, and then I'll be like, I got dinner later.
But I love that for you.
That's how you have to be.
That's how we have to
Yeah,
be.
yeah. I think it's important to do that, because obviously there's times where you have to stay late because
exceptionally,
it just happens. That's just the way of life. And sometimes, you know, like you might prefer to stay late because you're gonna have an easier day the next day or whatever it is. But that whole like staying late, working late, like I know people who have stayed late like consistently because they think it's going to get them a promotion, but working extra hard is not what's going to get you the promotion.
Work smart.
Yeah, like just because you're visible, it doesn't mean that's going to get you the promotion. Like, work smart, not harder. Like, why are you like here at 7 p.m. and the CEO went home at 5 p.m?
It's true.
Why is your manager at home and you're still in the office? Make it make sense.
Yeah, it's true. And obviously there are exceptions in terms of the industry that you're in. If that's the norm in your
finance,
industry,
I can't speak for,
exactly. Like, we can't advise you on this, because if that's the norm and then you're not following that norm, it's obviously just not going to look great.
Good,
but if we're just talking a stereotypical 9 to 5, or, you know, you've got like your, I don't know, retail, whatever it is, and there's that's not a norm to be doing every single day, then definitely I would try and find those boundaries. And do you know what? Let's talk about the negative effects of just going above and beyond, because I feel like in our heads it's go above and beyond, and the end goal is what? Promotion, more money,
more work.
More
but then
work.
when you
But
get
there's so
promoted,
many negatives that come with it.
even if you do get promoted, that's your new baseline.
Exactly.
So the above and beyond is your new baseline, and then you're in another role. They expect you to step
Push
up.
it.
But you already stepped up in advance. So now you're going to be, you know, working. They're going to want a different level of work from you.
Exactly.
Do you get what I mean?
Exactly. And that's why I think it's a negative. And ultimately, like Velisa said, your life expectancy is gonna dip. I'm sorry, like, I know that's so extreme, but the pressure that it comes with, you'll find that a lot of high pressurized environments or companies of this sort, they'll have like really high, really good medical expenses. Like, no, for real. Like, honestly, they will invest in their benefits when it comes to medical, therapy, counselling, all of these things, because
on-site,
they
even
know.
on-site as well.
I've had on-site occupational health in a company where you can go. They even give you massages
or
like,
beds,
literally, and they do this because they know they're shortening your life expectancy from
Lol.
the work that they're demanding from you. I'm being real.
I went to an interview once, at a investment bank for a HR role, and when I got to like the second stage and I was asking about the breakdown of work, they told me it was 66%, so 2/3 occupational health, like related to stress and stuff like that. I withdrew from that process.
You can't. Sometimes you bow out gracefully.
I said, okay, all right then. I left the interview and I sent an email on the train. I sent an email on the train, so I don't think it's for me. Because if 66% of your work,
can you imagine?
66% of the work is related to stress, you're gonna stress me out. And I literally, when they said that, I thought
it.
you should have kept that one in the drafts. It should have tricked me, because now I'm never coming.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Or some people it is. You know, it depends what your vice is and what your priorities are.
I've worked in environments where people go in full well knowing that is like those big. Like when I was at BCG, it was definitely like that. They pay you a lot of money, but you literally give them your life, and it's all about how much you can go above and beyond. What was your contribution?
Yeah,
you know, all for your bonus and stuff like that.
I think,
and that works for some.
Yeah, I think that's why what you were saying about guidance is important for you, because I feel like you need that guidance so that you don't burn out. Because when you don't have guidance, that's when you're trying to do too much. That's when you get burnt out. Your body starts to shut down, and you're like, why am I sick? Because you finally sat down on Saturday.
Exactly.
After running around Monday to Friday trying to do 5 things at one time, saying yes to everyone.
For real.
Yeah. And I think you like, especially when you're starting out or you're at that mid-level in your career, I think it's really important to have that person that's there to help guide you to get to next, but get to next without that burnout feeling. Sustainably and steadily. Do you know what I mean? I feel like obviously as you get more senior, I personally, from what I see, the more senior you get, the more you don't even ask for the promotions or work that they just kind of come via restructure or like, do you know what I mean? So I do think that mid-level is where people really burn themselves out.
Do you know what? There was time when I was working like crazy hours for a really long time, and my mum, bless her, she just when I was living with my mum, and she walked past me. I think I'd come in late. I'd come in like 9 or 10 or something. You know, you just knackered, just went straight to bed, and I woke up early because I had to be back in the office, and I felt like I was living there. And my mum saw me on the stairs, because that's literally the only time she could see me. And then she said to me, "Oh, you're up." I was like, "Yeah, I need to go to work early. I've got lots to do." She said to me, she looked at me, said, "Don't let them steal your beauty." And that was her telling me, "You look like trash." She said, "You look like trash. When you finish this job, don't let them finish you." So like, she literally looked at me, and I must have looked like terrible. And she just said, "Don't let them steal your beauty. You know, when you leave this job, you still want to have that."
Yeah.
I said, "Okay." I remember that was there. I thought, I need to actually relax, because I'm looking like trash.
Yeah,
I hear it.
I hear it too. There are some pros with quite quitting. There are also some cons with quite quitting. I feel like, just like last week's episode, apply wisdom to things. And I mean, I don't know. Going back, I feel like companies capitalize on people who are just starting their career or in that mid-level when it comes to going above and beyond.
100%.
Because they know people at senior level, the higher up you go, I'm not trying to say that it's less work, but they've clocked the game of how to delegate, how to manage, how to be more strategic and spread that load across. But then when you're just starting up, it's very easy to just take all of that on and just drown or feel swamped in it.
Do you know why? I think why that is because when you get to more senior level, it's more strategic, and when you're more kind of mid-level junior, it's operational, and operations is very delivery, like it actually is time heavy. Whereas when you get more senior, it's really your ideas and your execution, so it doesn't actually necessarily take as much time. But when you're at the operational level, it's about doing this and this, and you can only do so many things in a day. So in order to do more, you actually need more time.
But be careful with the burnout. It's real.
It is. That's why people are quiet quitting. They're tired. I think, especially with the cost of living and like energy bills. Hey,
do you know what?
With all of that stuff, I don't even want to depress myself, but I think that's another reason why quiet quitting is making sense to people, because it's like you're not even paying me appropriately
for life.
For life, like for me you're asking me to come more days into the office because you think COVID has subsided, and you're not helping me pay for my travel. You're not helping with my energy bills and all of that stuff. And like we said on another episode, you can't ask for a pay rise because of inflation, but you would hope. You know, that your company would see sense, because a lot of these companies are making money. They're not in the pits, you know.
So every time you mention energy bills, my heart just sinks, because honestly, I know October's coming.
Honestly.
Winter.
Exactly.
We haven't even really seen the peak of it.
Yeah. So all these people quiet quitting, it makes sense, because it's like, you're not paying me properly. Yeah. The people who are making the appropriate salaries and probably more than they need of course they're going to feel fine if they have to go above and beyond.
And even
sometimes.
like, I think it's a question around engagement. So if we talk about employee engagement, people are more likely to quite quit if they're not engaged. So people who actually genuinely enjoy the work that they're doing, they feel like they're getting something out of it, even if they are going above and beyond. If they can see where it's going, like if they can see, okay, I'm going above and beyond and this is what I'm going to get at the end of it, or this is what I'm able to learn, or this is how it's going to benefit me, I feel like they're less likely to quiet quit. But when people are just going above and beyond and they're seeing the results but not for them personally, then that's when like you can't actually blame people for just having sense.
Of course not.
I remember I remember at one of my first jobs, obviously quite small, so to what you're saying, I was exposed to a lot of things. So I was HR admin, but I might as well have been a BP.
Or somewhere in between.
Somewhere in between, the way that they were treating
so
me. And I remember I was going hard. Like I was like, yeah, you know, I've done this. And like I said, I was exposed to everything. So one of my jobs was to put together people's total reward packages so they could visibly see, like, you know, the graph and all of that. So printed them all, I put all of them on the floor to put them all in envelopes for each person. Yeah. Cute.
I love that though.
Above and beyond.
So obviously I saw mine, innit? So I'm thinking, I saw all these other big bonuses for people. I'm thinking
mine's gonna be,
I saw 16 grand, 18, 20, all of that. I was like, okay, cool. But you know when you start calculating in your head, I was like, maybe a young 2.5. Like I saw mine, I saw £700.
Jesus.
I said, pardon? Excuse, I think right then and there, I think I texted my friend. I was like, "Hey, listen, yeah."
She quiet quitted right then and there.
Right then and there, I quiet quitted.
She said, "I'm done."
I said, "What?" I said, "I'm not even going to finish licking these stickers. I'm going home. I'm bouncing." Like literally left them all on the floor. I came in and they were like, "Oh, Velisa, you ran out of time." I said, "Yeah, I ran out of time."
She quiet quitted. She's like, "I'm done."
Literally.
I'm done.
You quiet quit with immediate effect.
Can you imagine? I said, I'm not licking these stickers. I saw 5-figure bonuses for people, like, and mine was free. Not even 4.
And
that's
that's
very rude.
pre-tax, by the way.
Pre-tax
On your bonus.
I said, I can't even like get a MacBook with this. Like,
No,
nothing.
no. What can you get with
Like,
nothing?
after I was working my butt off, I said never again.
Yeah. But
That was my villain story, guys.
Do you know that
that's a good enough reason to
the
go
only
to
thing I would
villain
say in
mode.
terms of like this quiet quitting thing, going above and beyond, startup culture is literally contributing so heavily to it. And they actually use it like a selling point. Like you go into a startup and you're gonna get to do everything, or we need everyone to do everything, and it's like it's part of like the journey and stuff, and that's all fine as long as you do get the rewards of being part of that journey. So like if you have equity, like if you got equity, that's cool, because the above and beyond, you're literally building the company and you're gonna feel the impact of feel the impact of that at some point.
Exactly.
But coming in, that's my only caveat around equity. If you get equity and they're asking you to go above and beyond, and you know that you could potentially participate in the return, I get it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But if there's no equity or anything like that, nope.
And also envision yourself being there long term, because startup culture,
it's
you're
not
not
for the weak.
reaping. You're not reaping any benefits in the short term. You're literally putting in the work, and the benefits come later. Like, just to tag on to the whole equity stuff, it doesn't get good until later, and even then, it's a risk.
Yeah.
Do you know, in my head, I don't know why, but I just pictured Kim Kardashian listening to our pod saying it's like people don't want to work anymore.
Okay.
I've heard stuff about her Skims. Her employees have been coming forward about Skims as well.
I can imagine it's hell.
Yeah, so she needs to be
I'm not
careful too.
surprised.
To work at Skims.
I heard that Skims is partly owned by a black woman. Her name's Emma Greed. Greed? Yeah, Emma Greed, I think her name is. And so I looked her up. She's mixed race, first of all, but you know how everyone gets with. But she's from London.
In the world.
Really?
Yeah, she's from London, and she also she's CEO as well for Khloe Kardashian's
Good Genes. Or
yeah.
It's called.
Good Genes. Is that what
Or Good American, something like that.
It's good something.
Yeah.
Her jeans line.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know about I've never tried Skims, but all the TikTok girls are literally like finding all the dupes and saying these are better than Skims. These are better than Skims. I tried this.
I've
it's
heard
better than
Skims is good though.
Yeah, I've heard
I'm
it's
not
good.
gonna lie. I've heard
I've
it's
heard
good.
I want the headphones.
I would
the
try
Beats
it.
by Drake.
No,
collab.
don't. When I saw those
I like
Just
them.
the colour.
when I
Yeah.
saw those headphones, I thought, who is going to be sold on this?
Me. I'm tired of AirPods.
When I saw the collab, I was like, yeah, but
They sold out
I
Of
couldn't
course they
believe
did
it.
though. Of
I
course.
couldn't
Anything
believe it.
they
Why
do
you
is
want-
gonna
you want it
sell
to blend
out.
into your ear?
a little bit. I'm tired of AirPods. I don't think they're that great.
I don't have AirPods, so I don't know. But literally, when I saw that, the first thing I thought is, okay, it's nude.
Yeah, that's what drew me to it.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. I was like, it's nude. I thought, no, that's not going to catch people.
I think
No, that will for sure. For sure. Aesthetic babes will love it.
Yeah, exactly.
it's true. We've digressed a bit, but something that just came to mind when you mentioned like the Skims on employees getting upset and stuff. I feel like obviously the 9 to 5 entrepreneurial like things are really like meshing together, and I feel like it's a problem that a lot of these people are calling themselves CEOs and becoming, you know, part of something bigger, but not actually knowing what it means to like treat your employees well or to give them what they need.
As in, because they never did it themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what does Kim Kardashian really? I know she worked for Paris, but it's not the same.
It's definitely
It's not the same. Like, what does she really know about
Being
you know?
a CEO.
Is she relatable
Yeah.
in that sense?
People don't want to get up and work. That's what she means.
Do you know what
No,
I mean?
you're right. You're right. But then it's difficult because that's when you should have people hire people that can do these things. But I don't know. I don't want to even.
No, but
Getting-
there's loads of celebrities like that. Look at them. What's it? Jaden Smith. He has this water company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you know about life?
It's true. It's true.
Any of these celebrities, like, what do you know about? Like, it works for some of them. I mean, some of them are moguls, you know. So
Yeah.
it's like you've like. I mean, look at Rihanna. She obviously has. She's doing
My
well.
babes.
She's learned it, but she
Well,
doesn't
she probably
necessarily.
hired. She hired.
Yeah,
people
yeah.
because she probably knows herself. This ain't my lane.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you know what? I think people hire people too late.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think they.
Of course.
Yeah, they hire
Everyone,
them too late.
life pretty much is reactive in general.
Yeah.
Not many people are proactive when it comes to things. It's something has to happen before people make changes in life in general. So I don't think businesses are escaping from that sort of reality.
I feel like that actually probably defines what you just said. It probably defines how successful the business is. I don't know,
Yeah.
but I feel like Rihanna probably had like an inbuilt team when she started Fenty. Like they said, this is going to be the team to run it. Like I don't get startup from like it wasn't a startup. Whereas
Yeah.
Skims, I don't know why it felt more startup-y, like it was Kim's baby.
100%.
Slash
Yeah,
Kanye's.
yeah. 100%.
Because I feel like he
Was Kanye involved in Skims?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
he feels like Kanye was involved in Kim's whole aesthetic during that period of time.
Oh, definitely.
Anyway, so
Definitely.
yeah.
But have you seen all the think pieces around Kim's de-blackification?
Yeah.
They're
I have.
saying
Yeah,
About
yeah,
the whole
yeah.
Kardashians.
Yeah.
de-blackification.
Now they're not
yeah.
black anymore.
I love that for them.
I love that for them.
I love
too.
that for us.
Be who, yeah.
Yeah. It's
be,
enough.
Be who you are. Be who you are.
Yeah.
Be who you are. You've got what you wanted.
Yeah, you're still beautiful. It's fun.
True.
We're probably just hitting time.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. We've had. I feel like we should say hi to our new followers because we've probably had like
Yes.
a massive
True.
influx of new followers. Hey. Thank you also to our like old followers, like so much for your support because we've really felt it. We've really felt the push. We've seen all the comments, the
It's so
DMs.
lovely.
They're like honestly,
I love the DMs.
they just make us go like, oh. And yeah, I mean number 10 in Spotify's
business podcast.
business
chart.
podcast, which is
Yes.
another like win for us.
We love that.
Yeah, so thank you, appreciate it, and we're gonna try and continue to push.
Make you guys proud.
Yeah, and we do have like more. We've got stuff coming, or we're trying to plan a few more things up our sleeves. And if you've got dilemmas, please, guys, please let us know. We do have people reaching out in the DMs, but they seem more to be like personal issues that you want us to
and say hi first.
You know, be nice.
Before
be
you
nice.
send a whole dilemma.
Be nice, yeah. Because it's not easy us responding to them. Honestly, everyone's life is so mad at the moment and very busy. But you know, sometimes maybe we might start reaching out and say, "Are you okay with us?" Responding on the pod, because it's a lot easier, and sometimes it could be another question that someone else might have anyway. But yeah, apart from that, thank you so much for all the support. Please, if you are new, please remember to follow, subscribe, like on all platforms, all of that good stuff. And yeah, we'll see you next week.
Thank you. Oh my God, I forgot. Sorry, I'm tired.
I was really waiting for you.
That's a wrap, guys.
Okay, all right.
Bye.